good Tuesday morning. You're watching Your Carolina, brought to you by Ingles. Gorgeous day in downtown Greenville. Excited about those temperatures this afternoon, up in the 70s. You know, a lot of us were waking up to some sad news this morning, seeing across everybody's headline the death of Reverend Jesse Jackson, 84 years old. He found out in April that, you know, he was battling, you know, the progressive, it's hard to pronounce, supranuclear palsy.
Yeah.
He passed away peacefully in his sleep last night.
Yes, sad day, but it's one of those days where, what a life, what a legacy. 84 years, and of course, you know, worked closely with Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and of course, we wanted to, you know, get some context to that because from Greenville, so that's an important story to share. We have Pastor Curtis Johnson and Dr. James Nesbitt here with us to kind of share some context to this. Thank you both so much for coming in last minute and very quickly. We appreciate it. First of all, what a life! 84 years working with Dr. King and, you know, the Rainbow Push Coalition. It's an amazing life.
Absolutely.
So first of all, your reactions to his passing, and what do you think the legacy is going to be that started right here in Greenville?
I think it speaks for itself. He was so impactful. He was such a kind and humble man. And when I reflect on him, that's what I remember. When I woke up this morning to his text saying, wow, that we had gotten another text from a colleague that he had passed. So I immediately thought about the times we shared. He was a very personable person. He believed in doing things in a very quiet manner. That may not be many people's opinion of him because he was such a public figure.
Right.
But there was so much done in private before he became public. And one of the things he shared with us as young pastors was you have a disagreement with people, you go to them behind closed doors, address the issue with them one-on-one in a very loving and professional manner, and you're more likely to accomplish your goal. But if you go public initially, that's when you're gonna realize opposition. So we had many gatherings at his mother's house, at City Councilman Lottie Gibson's house, many private meetings, private dinners, and one-on-one conversations where he just shared. And you may not believe it, but he was not a confrontational person until necessary.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm gonna remember about him most, is just how he sacrificed so much of his time. I remember one conversation with Janice Mathis, who was the former chair of Rainbow Pushing at the Atlanta office, I believe. And he was talking about his wealth and just his unselfishness. He turned down a lot of opportunities to make money because he refused to allow his voice to be bought.
Doing what's right.
Doing what's right.
Even when it costs.
Absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely.
Pastor Curtis Johnson, tell us, what are you going to remember Reverend Jackson?
Well, the first thing I remember, honestly, is back when he first ran for president in 1984. It inspired me when I was a junior in high school at Jailman High School. I said, well, if he can run for president of the United States, I can be the president in 11th grade. So I ran for
Did you really? Oh, that was...
I got beat, but
Hey, but you still ran.
I still want to get a recount on that.
Yeah.
But no, seriously, Reverend Jackson, his personality is extremely personable, extremely humble.
Yeah.
A lot of people wouldn't consider that with him, but we had many conversations. I was blessed to have him as our speaker. I was a part of organizing MLK Green Weekend after he and so many others had fought for the King holiday. So I forget that Greenville was the last county in allegedly the nation to approve the King holiday.
Right.
Under Reverend Jackson's leadership, it was secured. And so I helped to organize the celebration for that. And he was our last speaker for the 2015 MLK Dream Weekend as we closed that out.
Yeah.
And he also preached for me in my church. An extremely humble, personable person. I'll never forget the impact that he's made upon our lives and the lives of so many.
And the fact that it all started right here in Greenville is something that people from around the world are going to be talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Greenville 8, his leadership, and with several others, the work that they did to integrate the Greenville County Library. So he's had an impact here that kind of set the stage for his impact globally.
Yeah, and an athlete too. A lot of people
don't know that. Outstanding quarterback,
baseball player, you know, even, you know, left college to, you know, go to another to do, I mean, just a lot of things.
All the stuff he did around the world to push, you know, for voting rights, different things like that. And it's really cool too, because Dr. King in our lifetime, like, I was never alive when Dr. King was alive. So, you know, Jesse Jackson was the person that you saw as the civil rights
Right.
guy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so,
I also work for the King Center now, and I'm Dr. Bernice King, Dr. King's daughter. I'm a certified trainer, and many of the principles that Reverend Jackson had been exemplifying are the principles that I'm a part of teaching them in terms of helping to understand the strategies and the principles that Dr. King used to bring about global change. And so much of what we saw at Reverend Jackson came from those principles and those strategies that was mentored into him through Reverend Jackson. So yes, to have a local person that we could touch and see that could represent that, it's been amazing.
We appreciate y'all coming on super last minute to share. It's a lot of these kind of behind the stories and behind the scenes conversations that you get to, and you'll learn more about him. So thank you.
thank you so much.
both.
We appreciate
you
it.
having
That's
us.
going to be ongoing
Absolutely.
coverage, of course, here on Channel 7 throughout the day of the life of Jesse Jackson. So be sure to stay tuned here.